Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're live yet again. It's been another Sunday. Time for a live watch party. Thank you for everyone for coming on in. Thank you, anyone and everyone who's checking back in to watch the replay. Brian says first. Brian. Is that how you say that name? Blue Shell. Do you mean in Mario Kart? Mario Kart, the blue shell goes after whoever's in first, right? Speaking of which, that reminds me that Mario movie's coming up. I'm hoping that's good. I think I may see that. Druid's here. Thank you, Crusader. Sorry, I just say that to once he's often. I don't know what you mean. Cobra Kai World. What's up? Not much. Not much. Not much. Kind of a busy week. I did put out a video on The Last of Us. I think that show wrapped up pretty well, as I said in the video. Good stuff, but not great. It was. I think it was very much like a good, not great show. Actually, very good in some parts, but not great. If you watch, I put out a few videos on that. Watch them. I think you can get that impression. So, but it's been renewed. I don't know. Not a whole lot of like YouTube interest in The Last of Us. And you get a lot of people who just like, who don't want to see any negativity when you point out things that don't make sense, and people just freak the fuck out. Peter's here. Hello, Peter, the host of Cobra Kai Companion. Speaking of which, there may be a new episode of Cobra Kai Companion coming out this coming week. Cobra Kai trivia, like here in the live stream. I didn't prepare anything. It's possible Cobra Kai Companion used to host an All Valley trivia, but that was during like the lockdown and stuff. But Cobra Kai trivia. You can always ask something if you want, or we could figure something out bigger down the line. Theory on what happens with Kim, Da-yoon, and Kreese. You want me to make a theory? There are a lot of theories on that. I think. Seemed like they have a connection. So, just the most broad thing you would say is they had some sort of connection. We saw that briefly, but it was there. So, would he help her? Would she help him? Possibly. But it's such a big question mark on what's going to happen going into season 6. Such a big question mark because we don't know how this is all going to play out. Peter visiting dad with the kids for his birthday. Hoping to do my notes when the kids nap. Okay. Well, keep me apprised. Yeah, I finished my notes up the other day. Table reads and filming in May. Yeah, actually, you're correct. Filming probably started in May. They don't do table reads anymore. So they did table reads, I guess, for the first 3 seasons. Because they did table reads, I guess, at least the first 2 episodes for the later seasons, maybe more in season 1. John actually talked about this once. He said, It wasn't as helpful as it would be in other shows. Like a lot of sitcoms, they use table reads to get a reaction on like the jokes and stuff. But like, since this is a different type of show, John said the table reads, while kind of fun, just like fun to have the cast there and reading and like sending it back to the executives, which is what they were really doing. It wasn't really productive. And then once the COVID stuff happened, they just cut it out entirely, and that's on Netflix. So they don't do table reads anymore. They just pass out the scripts and that's it. And you show up to shoot. What's up? Not much. I gonna be working on a video. I had hoped to have it out by now, but just sort of everything I try to do always takes longer than I think. So I'll hopefully have it out soon, especially now that Last of Us is done. On maybe Miguel and maybe his dad. We'll look at that in terms of season 6. So there's more to come. Well, every innovation. Yes, John Kreese to be the clear-cut aggressor. That is often the case. Is Kreese's best moments or most interesting moments anyway, was in episode 6 of season 5, that sort of counseling session. But then you wonder, did it do anything? He didn't seem changed at the end. As well as, I think, season 4, the finale, in the hallway, it was a little interesting. I thought that was an interesting scene with him and Johnny, just in that it gave us a little glimpse of Kreese's point of view, going back to the first movie. You can argue for sure whether or not like you believe it, is that his memory? But it is kind of like an interesting, like at least seeing Kreese's side of the story. Like that he was doing all this to help Johnny. At least that's how he worded it then. Is that his memory of it, versus the truth? You can debate that. I think those are kind of the most interesting parts of Kreese. Often is the aggressor, though. So you're right. Got home from work. Congratulations. I don't know. Are you in the U.S.? Did you just get off here like Sunday afternoon? I'm trying to figure out where you were working. That you would be working here and just got off some sort of job where you had to work on Sunday, which, I've worked. Many of us worked. Unless you work for the post office, you're going to have to work on Sunday, probably, or a school or something, like you're a teacher. They stopped table reads. Yeah. Spend a day on set. I mean, it would be cool, but you couldn't really be there while they were actually, filming. You're just in the way then. Some creators, Peter and Brianna, were there prior to season 3 filming, but like even when they were there, it was like the weekend before they shot, and it was even then it was like Hayden stayed in town. I think both John and Josh flew back to LA to be with their families before beginning shooting, and like Hayden was still there and was able to show them around a little, but like a lot of things are in place for that. So I mean, it would be cool, but like I don't view anything like that as like required. Like I personally have no like hopes or desires for that. Stranger Things does a table read. Maybe. I mean, I don't think they did it for season 4, like when the COVID stuff started. I don't think they did it for season 4. Because I think, COVID's changed a lot of that. They release an obliterated trailer. Yeah, that would actually be cool. At least by like the summer. It would be nice if we got a little bit more info on it. If you follow me on Twitter like a week ago, I feel like it was a week and a half ago, there was an interesting article or well, it was like a what the heck was it? A Substack or something. So someone who follows that, like he said he was just talking about PR agents, like public relations people for like actors and stuff who are in Netflix shows, and it's they were just kind of complaining that like Netflix PR often leaves them hanging, leaves them like unsure what to do. Like they don't want them to give interviews, but then they don't schedule any interviews themselves. Like there's a general look or feeling amongst a lot of like Netflix shows. Once you get outside the big stuff, like your Stranger Things, your Wednesday was big, your Cobra Kai. But once you get away from the really big hits, there's just so much stuff comes out with minimal public relations, even like new stuff. And there's a lot of frustration amongst like the PR people, the people whose job it is to promote stuff and help promote stuff. So I'm actually worried a little bit, or it's something, or let's just say it's on my mind in regards to Obliterated and specifically Twisted Metal, which is from Michael Jonathan Smith. That's another show. Michael Jonathan Smith is a writer, producer. He's been with Cobra Kai since the beginning. He has his own show coming out on Netflix probably this year. I don't know. This year, next year. I don't even think we have a release date. But like, you know, I would feel bad if there's like minimal like promotion for it, because a lot of Netflix shows drop with minimal promotion, very little, like so we'll see what happens, but yeah, like as far as the trailer, Netflix has a habit, they only release trailers like a week or two in advance of the show. Like 3 weeks is like the most, so we may not get a trailer. I mean, maybe we'll get a teaser. I don't know. But we may not get something until very close to release. And that's probably still a while off. But John did say this year. I think so. He did say this year. But according to him, there wasn't a definite release date yet. They may have something in mind, but it's not set in stone. Make a Terry Silver video soon? I can do that. Be sure to watch the one I did make. That was about the fight. And Terry Silver himself, I guess. Okay. Yeah. That Kreese Johnny scene in season 4. So, Billy talked about that. According to Billy, what happened was, according to Billy, like what happened is Johnny and Kreese weren't together much in season 4. And they just wanted a little bit more going on between Johnny and Kreese. So they wrote it to increase that or something. I don't know. You know, unless you can't say for sure unless you actually have the ability to read what they wrote and you can compare. I do think what was ultimately in the episode worked. So, you know, it was ultimately at least a good decision. But obviously without seeing, you know, like their take on it, what Billy and Martin Gove wrote, you can't obviously compare. But I do think at least what was in the final episode worked for what it was. So I think what was there worked. Like I don't feel like something was missing or what the heck. I thought it was really good for what was there. Showing Cobra Kai no mercy. There you go, Nate. Keep it up. Who knows if Watch Party Kreese is being correct? Yeah. Do you think in the finale of season 3, Kreese would have killed Johnny if Dano didn't show up? It definitely was possible. I guess that was the intent upon how they shot it and everything. The show that was possible. Do you think they'll get any legal trouble? Yeah, I think that may. You know, as you know, in this show, legal troubles don't last long. But, you know, they may have a little something come up. We'll see. They were there Labor Day weekend before the filming. Yeah. So that's when Peter was there. If you search his Instagram and or his Twitter, I think he's posted pictures from there a long time ago. But Twisted Metal's on Peacock? Did that change? Am I going crazy? Why did I think that was Netflix? Did that change? How did... Am I shifting realities here? Why did I constantly think that was on Netflix? I am so out of it. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay, Twisted Metal will be on Peacock, which, oh God. Ugh. I don't think I have Peacock. Do I have Peacock? I have Paramount because my sister. That's weird. Okay. Oh man. Is that something you can watch? Like, I'll watch it with ads. It was always Peacock. You must have had the red pill. Yeah, I think you're right. Or maybe I just didn't pay attention and I just assumed it was Netflix. I didn't realize it's Sony Television. Hold on. It's making a television. So as soon as the keynote on. Good thing, like, I didn't show up to Netflix wondering where it was. God. I'd be like, why did I see it? Oof. I feel bad for this now. What's on Peacock? Is there anything good on Peacock? I don't even know. Hold on. I'm like reading... Well, that's just to let you know that Twisted Metal has its work cut out for it. It definitely has his work cut out for it when you don't even know what streamer it's going to be on. Hold on. Like, I'm looking... Like, I'm okay. Peacock's Twisted Metal. This is what happens when you don't read the first sentence. Yeah, I guess it is Peacock. Huh. I mean, not that I didn't believe you. I just didn't know. All this time, I literally thought it was on Netflix. I really did this whole time. Like, why not? Like Michael Jonathan Smith, he's got a relationship with Netflix when they want a good show like this. I mean, maybe Peacock. They busted out the checkbook, I guess, or a bag of gold. Come here. The names attached. Yeah, Will Arnett. I don't actually know. I didn't really play the game, so I don't know anything about it. The weakest streaming service. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just hate like I hate having too many of these. Like, I feel like I have too many already because I have like Netflix and I have HBO and I had I was gonna say Star Wars, Disney Plus. I may not renew Disney Plus, but like there was like a deal. I got it for like a year with my sister, so I have Disney Plus, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't want to pay for another. Better be good. Netflix passed. I mean, it's possible they passed. It's also just possible, they different streamers, they put in bids or something, and maybe just Peacock offered more money, offered something more, so it's not necessarily they passed. That's like what happened with Cobra Kai. Netflix made an offer. Like, I guess they were offering to commission a script, a pilot script, and then look at it from the script or something. But YouTube offered a full season direct to order. Like, they just came in and offered the full season. So that's why they ultimately went with YouTube, John, Josh, and Hayden for Cobra Kai because they're like, well, you know what? We want a guaranteed full season. So, I mean, maybe they offered more money too. I don't know that, but according to John anyway, they offered to give a full season. While Netflix was just gonna, commission the first script, which is common for Netflix, but it's not unheard of. If you really want something, say, put all the money up front and say, here it is, make it season. You're working at McDonald's? Okay, well, I'm glad you got off, man. Melissa, thank you for coming in, Melissa. I saw you. Glad you were able to make it. Asked, do you think that by going what Peyton said about her and Sam going into season 6, that Sam and Tori will develop an emotional understanding of each other? Okay, unfortunately, I'm not sure which interview you're referring to. Is this something recent? Or is this something? So I don't know specifically what Peyton said. But I think what you're asking though ultimately is for sure. That's something that maybe Sam and Tori can find. Like, they may not be friends. I don't think they would be friends. They're just two different people. Not everyone would be like besties or something. Like the way Miguel and Robbie or Anthony and Kenny. So while I don't think they're good friends, definitely an emotional understanding. So I absolutely agree with that. I can see that happening there in season 6 for sure. And Melissa, thank you for being a member for 5 years, 5 months, not 5 years yet, but for 5 months. Okay, thank you, Keeman. Thank you. Keep the fan theories coming. This is okay. Out of that list, at least Will Arnett is the only one I know off the top of my head. Maybe if I saw the others, I would recognize them. But Will Arnett, it's his voice, right? Isn't he playing the voice of the car or whatever the heck it is? I don't know. So this is the people in Twisted Metal that Peter's mentioning. I just think like, Twisted Metal could even have like Cobra Kai symptoms or whatever, where like even if you have like the greatest show ever, sometimes just being on a bad streamer can work against the show. Although it can work for it in some respects, that ultimately if you're like the best rated show on the streamer, then boom, like you're guaranteed a renewal, more seasons, more so than like being like an average rated show or on a crowded streamer like on Netflix. So I mean, it could work for it. I mean, it's not necessarily guaranteed bad. The Last of Us, yeah. I agree. Is for those who saw The Last of Us, I think the finale was really good. I think the show ended very strong. Even the last 2 episodes were really good. Doesn't change anything I ever said in the videos. Like, I think The Last of Us is very much a show, gets the big things really, really right, really good. The little things are kind of frustrating. Like, I would just look at their clothes on that picture right there. Like, the thing is, all their clothes look like it's brand new off the rack. Like, is this like people that have lived? Like, even if you say, oh, well, they can wash clothes. Okay. But even if you wash clothes over years, like they wear down, they get stains that don't come out. Like even in the picture, it's like, just like all the clothes people wear are just look brand new off the rack. Look at him. Look at Joel there, Pedro Pascal. Like, does it look like was walking across the country? Like, does that look like 3 months of walking across the country? God, it's just like these details. And then he pointed out, and like, read the comments on my videos, man. Like, people go insane. Like, well, you're just a hater or something. What, a hater for pointing out like the freaking obvious? Like, it's just like I didn't even bring up the clothes in my videos. That like everything they wear, like even if they've been trekking across the country, looks like it's new off the rack. Like, this woman's lived in a cabin for 20 years. Look at her outfit. Does it look like that those clothes are 20 years old? Oh God, whatever. But like I said, it's still a good show. I would recommend it. I mean, I do recommend it. It's just like it's just I get frustrated because I expect better. Karate Team Dream. King Vader, what's up? Just doing it live. Will Internet will be voicing. Yeah, I don't know who Sweet Tooth is though. That's the thing. Like I'm someone that knows nothing. So what is he like? The tooth, the arch nemesis of the Tooth Fairy is Sweet Tooth. So the Tooth Fairy rewards you for losing teeth. Sweet Tooth haunts little children and gives them candy so that their teeth rot and fall out. I guess that's what Sweet Tooth is. I don't know. I don't know what Sweet Tooth is. How do you think Julie Pierce will make an appearance in season 6? I feel like they won't when there's only one season. I don't really see the point. Did you see my video on it? I think it's good. Assuming Hilary Swank is up for it. I mean, she is pregnant, but the baby's due. I mean, she will give birth before they start shooting. And they're very accommodating these days. I feel like a long time ago, television used to not be as accommodating of actors, but they're actually a lot more accommodating these days. They would be happy to work with her. So assuming she's up for it, I think it would happen. So that's just the way. Like, I can't guarantee you. I can't see the future. Maybe there's complications with the pregnancy, and then ultimately she decides, she would rather focus on that rather than just shoot a TV show. That's understandable. I can't see the future. All I can say is I think the conditions are in place that it certainly could happen, and I think it's a good chance. He used to be a weakling. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the fun. Dimitri's progression as a fighter in karate. He got a throwdown with Kyler. Two Creeks for The Last of Us, but yeah, I would agree. It's good, not great. Good, really good, but not perfect. Maybe depending on how you want to put it. But yeah, I would agree. Still a bit dark. Melissa, you're very welcome. And that's what I meant. It's her most recent interview where she says that hers and Samsung is in an industry place. They've never been in a room and not fought. Who did she have that interview with? Is it like something I can look up on YouTube? Or is it in print? Yeah. They've definitely made a lot of progress in many ways. I think Peter talked about season 5 maturation. People are sort of maturing, going in different places. That's absolutely part of that. Katie and Devin will win the All Valley, maybe. While retaining his personality. That's true. before Stranger Things 5? Probably. I think Stranger Things only started filming now, so yeah. The 8-year-old trolls love going up there. Yeah, it feels like that. It really does. I should show you. You guys, like, I had a guy in the comments arguing with me that light bulbs can last forever, because I pointed out that, like, they're just wasting white light bulbs. It doesn't make sense. Like come on, like, and then a guy in the comments started arguing with me. No, you idiot! Light bulbs last forever. I'm not making this up. This really happened. Shoot. I'm gonna show it to you. I saved it because I didn't want to lose it. Here, look. You guys, you better get ready for this. Hold on. This is gonna be good. I know not everyone likes not everyone saw not everyone saw those last longer if you'd ever turn them off. This guy cites this bulb, which, like, exists, but it was made differently. And they're not worried about blackouts or electric. The lifespans of bulbs is just not a concern. Like, he's literally arguing with me. Under normal, will basically last forever. Look at this. Look at right here. Can you read this? I'll zoom in a little. Last forever. Like, this is what I deal with. Will basically last forever. This is my life, guys. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that's what you say. Come on, guys. That doesn't make sense. And you got people arguing with you like a light bulb will last forever. What do you know? Oh my God. This is why I've lost faith in humanity. And this is why I need these weekly live streams. I need you. You are the intelligent ones. I need you to help, like, counteract the nonsense I'm reading when I have people just start arguing and getting snarky with it. Like, smug and snarky. Oh my God. Season 5 was a huge surprise. Yeah, earlier than we thought. Ninja Turtle video. God. Yeah, listen, I remember that. It always happens. No, it doesn't. Like Game of Thrones got it well. It doesn't. It doesn't always happen. If people are on point in thinking about this stuff, it wouldn't happen. George Lucas got it well. Like, it's something, George Lucas thought of. Oh my God. The Ninja Turtles video. Oof. Yeah. Also, like, something's like, in regards to that video, the Ninja Turtles one, like a lot of times you get comments of people, like, attacking you for things like you didn't even say, which is, like, really weird. Like, particularly, like, I'm thinking of the animation style. Like I said, it's interesting. We'll have to see how it looks in the full movie. Yellow after the rain, like walking down the street. This is how I described it. Walking down the street after a rainstorm, yellow after the rain. Which to me is actually very beautiful imagery. Imagine, like, walking down and there's, like, sunset after there was a rainstorm, and there's, like, little clouds, but, like, there's puddles reflecting water, like reflecting the setting sun and stuff. Like, imagine puddles. Like, that's how I'm thinking of that animation. I think it's a lot, very potential, and could potentially be beautiful. I'm not sure how it'll work over the thing about it. Like, I have people, like, attacking me on that, which I think at least it's got potential to be really good. The rest of it, I don't. Seth Rogen, I'm not a fan, but at least the animation, maybe we'll see. Should have released in December. Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think September was bad because it was so crowded. There were so many other big shows going on. But that's Netflix in putting it in their schedule. The crease of their show. Is it an actual person? Is it like CGI? Like if Will Arnett's just, I don't know. Like I thought it was like a living car or something. I don't know anything. And that's like why, like the one question I would want to ask Michael Jonathan Smith, like can you pitch the show to someone that knows nothing about it? Like why should someone who knows nothing, who doesn't have Peacock and knows nothing about the show, get a whole new streaming service just to see the show? In fact, maybe if Michael Jonathan Smith, when they release the trailer or something, I think we could pose that question to him. I'm certain he has an answer, because that's certainly the sort of thing he would think about. They would think about while writing it and everything. But because that's like, I think a fair point that like a lot of people who may be interested, like, okay, well, sell me on the show, sell me on getting a whole new streaming network, just for the show, sell it to me. We'll see. We'll follow him when it gets closer to release. Over a year. Yes, that is correct. They were just looking to fill the gaps. That's, and by the way, in regards to like release dates, people always say, when do you think such and such will be released? Or I think this. I always tell people it's important to keep in mind. In regards to things like when the release date and stuff, they make decisions for reasons you don't even know. Like they're looking at all these different things, filling gaps in the schedule. It's impossible. It's really hard to just predict just because you don't know what they're thinking. Season 6 is going to be badass. I think you're right. Probably next year though. But like we'll get obliterated this year. John seemed to say that. Pizza Pet. I don't think that's overthinking. I think like there's a line between good and great, or there's a line between very good and truly great or epic. The Last of Us does not make it over that line, and it's just pointing it out. It's like, and so I stand by what I always say. It's good, even very good. At some points, really good, but it's not great. It just doesn't pass that mark. Like you just gotta have attention to detail. And the truly great does have attention to detail. In case in point, look at Cobra Kai. The attention to detail in Cobra Kai is phenomenal. From just the little references and such, callbacks to the movies. The attention to detail is just great. And Last of Us, not so much. And sometimes, the better a show is, the more the small things stand out. So in a way, it's a testament to the strength of the show when you talk about things like that, actually. Because when shows are really, really bad, you don't care about that shit. You just say, oh my God, this was boring. This was stupid. This is freaking ridiculous. Get this off my screen. The little things though, you got to get the big things right till you can focus on the little things. So it's inherently a compliment to the show that you can look at the little things. Would love to see Barnes and Stingray going Eagle Fig. I don't know about Stingray being a sensei, but definitely Barnes. I agree with you. I'd love to see Barnes. Julie versus Kim. Yes. Yes, I agree. That was a big part of the video. I think there is a potential for that. You know, maybe it doesn't happen. You know, I can't predict the future. I don't know what Hillary Swank is thinking. But I think ultimately, if she's willing to do it, they will find a way to make it happen. Do you use prime? Well, I hope more than Hawk. I hope everyone's in their prime. Which video comment was this? The Last of Us one? Yeah, that was on the one, The Last of Us Doesn't Make Any Sense. That was like the title of the video. Or something like that. Light bulbs last longer if you don't turn it. Yes. Yes. I have people arguing with me. And they say I'm overthinking it. That's if you don't turn them off. Oh. No, I don't think Terry Silver is concerned about Kreese at the moment. It's not really a concern at the moment. They'll do anything to defend it. Yeah, that's true. I actually think it comes from a place of insecurity. Because like deep down, they know it's true. Yeah, and they can't handle like anything pointing out that it just doesn't make sense. Which in a way just for me ultimately just confirms what I'm saying. Because when something's really, really good and really strong, big fans actually like kind of love nitpicking, love like, oh, I wish they did that or something. But like when it rings true, and deep down in their back of their head they know it's true. They kind of react to like the way you're seeing here. So it's kind of coming from a place of insecurity. Do you have a cameo? If there's a TV, we'll see. I think 15 is probably too many. I think 15 episodes were like I in my video, if you saw it, and I recommend it. I think I throw out it's possible they could do more than 10, but even then, if they did more than 10, like I'm thinking 12, maybe 13. Like the highest I would put is 13. It's not going to be a lot more, like maybe a couple more. I just don't see it being that much more. Like, hey, the lives are good. Generally, the live streams are good. It used to be a little bit, let's just say, a little more rambunctious when I first started. But generally, the lives are generally pretty good. I think, so that's good. Yeah. But some of the comment sections, whatever. Cobra Kai fan. Yeah, you can get carried away with it. Which is something I try to not to do. Even if I point out something, I made a series of 4 videos. What are the problems with season 5? I mean, I didn't have to, but I was also looking to try something different in terms of like making like a series of videos, like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. That was just something I wanted to experiment with. So I tried that, but, even then I would try to just point out a few things, and don't get carried away. You don't want to get carried away with it. Do you think Hector studies the trade? Yeah, I do. I think he knows something. He's definitely studied or something. Little MMA or something. The fact that he seems so familiar with like the scene, so to speak. Yeah. We'll try to talk about that a little bit in the video. Which season are you looking forward to? Cobra Kai or Stranger Things? Cobra Kai or Stranger Things? Cobra Kai for sure. But I also do certainly have hope for Stranger Things. I hope season 4 of Stranger Things was really, really strong. So I think we're all really hopeful for that. That season 5 can really cap it and strong. Continue that going. Was all right. Certainly some people liked it. Yes. Yeah. This is just a reality of life. Someone, and this can happen just in your life, in your job, at school, whatever you're doing with your friends, even, hopefully not with your friends, but like certainly stuff like this can happen, and someone's just like arguing against all this stuff that, like, it's like, okay, but that's not the counterpoint. That's not what I'm saying. On Pure Wow, is that a YouTube channel? I'll look it up. Melissa, I'll look that up. Do want more infected people? Yeah, that's a fair point. The infected were almost an afterthought. They only show up when plot convenient, and then it's kind of rare. For a zombie apocalypse, there's surprisingly few zombies. No, I don't know who the Trailer Park Boys are. I think maybe I heard of them. I don't know. Leo Howard. Yeah, whatever. The body is of a wrestler named Simone Joe. They should be wrapping a post. I'm not cool. With a setup for a spinoff. Good question, Melissa. That's a really good question. I don't think it will end with a setup for a spinoff. So you say end? No. But I do think a very strong possibility somewhere in season 6 there could be the setup for a spinoff. So the setup could be in season 6. It just won't end with it. And I'm really pushing this Miyagi story, the Miyagi spinoff, in the past. So like maybe we get a flashback to a young Miyagi or something like that. So I absolutely think season 6 could have the setup. I don't think it'll be the end. I think whatever the end is will be a conclusion to this story. Comes out probably not 2023. Could come early 2024. Sample getting the big. Yeah, right, Velma. You're right. That great comment, Roundtable. Like at some point, is it even worth arguing the little things on that show? Like it's just so horrible and so god awful. Like no. Like it's just, you don't even go. Yeah, but that's a good comment, Roundtable. It's so bad. Like who even cares? Like if they got the little things wrong or if they got the little things right. Oh, there's an interesting reference to some Scooby-Doo episode from 40 years ago. Like no one cares. Like no one cares because it was so bad. Like there was nothing good about that show. And in fact, my understanding is like Mindy Kaling even deleted some tweets talking about it and bragging about the show. Not all of them, but she deleted a few. Like that show's done. A lot of callbacks. It's not really a callback in that case. It's sort of like a reference, or because they're adapting the story, so they're keeping the same story, but so they're just adapting the story. Not as good as Cobra Kai. Store up and running. I think maybe Barnes will go in another direction. We'll see. Until they're adults. Yeah, probably a few years. Athletically, they tend to peak in their like early to mid 20s or something. People throw out prime too much. Yeah. Do you think should win the Saikai male and female. Well, Nova Vaughn, I appreciate that. I do recommend check out my videos on the Sakai Takai if you haven't seen them. The biggest problem with these predictions is we don't know how it'll be. Like you're imagining it as being like the All Valley. I think it could be different. Maybe more team oriented, maybe something else. Male and female. But I'm leaning towards Robbie for the guys. But then you have, Sam and Tori are both kind of equal on the girls' side. A Robbie motorcycle scene. Not bad. Maybe he can steal Kim Da-eun's motorcycle and ride off. Like she loses and is humiliated, and then he takes her motorbike too. Part of other Cobra Kai is pretty. Yes. I mean, I don't follow like fandoms that much, to be honest with you. But I think almost everyone would agree that like Cobra Kai is way like mild and fun and positive and productive, whatever that means, like compared to other stuff where people just like have this weird like hate or whatever going on. What do you think about Anush and Louis? A lot of fun. I actually got a note about this for the upcoming podcast, the episode 9 recap. So be sure to check out Cobra Kai Companion, because as you know, in episode 9, there's some Louis Anush stuff that goes on. Really good stuff. Really a lot of fun. It's in the rules. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But actually, Pete DeBad, I'm not sure how to say her name there, but that's true. Like a lot of times, super big fans of like really, really good stuff, who are like confident and secure in it. Like when you're confident and secure, you actually enjoy the sort of nitpicking or the like, oh, why didn't they do that? Or you actually really enjoy it. It weirdly becomes more fun. And it doesn't mean you didn't like it. In fact, you love it, and you love talking about these little things like, oh, that didn't make sense. Like when you just start lashing out in anger, or like start arguing nonsense, like light bulbs will last forever. The trick is to never turn it off. Like light bulbs can last forever. When you start like arguing stuff like that, that's really a sign of someone who's very insecure, just very insecure in this thing they're a fan of. Because like deep down, maybe they know there's some legitimate criticisms, like that just saying nonsense stuff. It's very insecure. So I guess what I want to tell you is don't be insecure. Don't be insecure. Just be confident in what you like and see everything for what it is, because most things in life are like that. Like there's nothing perfect. There doesn't really exist a perfect show. There doesn't really exist a perfect movie. It's okay to point out like, oh, that didn't quite work, or what were they doing here? That's like that's just sort of not it's reality, and you can learn about someone from this. You learned a lot. Are they confident and secure, or are they really like insecure and about this? Don't be insecure. Cliffhanger for a spinoff miniseries about Hector. Nice. I don't think season 6 will end like that at all. But until it comes out, you can certainly imagine whatever you want. Go for it. They're doing a season. No, they're not. That's kind of like people. I should make a video on this. Studios are like really good at like double speak and saying something like, "Oh, we're looking forward to doing more," or something. It's not going to happen. And then people like misinterpret it and such. There's going to be no season 2. Like Mindy Kaling was deleting tweets about Velma. She was actually deleting them off her Twitter, like bragging that they were the most watched. I think it was the one where they were the most watched animated show on HBO Max or something. Like it did. Like there's literally no competition. They're not going to do a season 2. They just announce things and word things in a way where make it sounds like it. Just because in the world we live in today, no one ever wants to admit that something didn't work or was a failure. And especially when you get the political side to it, which is when people argue over it's woke or whatever, you introduce all this like political stuff and no one just wants to they don't want to come out and say, you know what, the show didn't quite work the way we hoped. We're just going to let it go. Instead, they got to word it like it was a massive success. Whatever, that's PR. I don't do that, but I don't think they're not gonna spend the money on another Velma. Summer 2024. That's possible. We'll see. Yeah, I think I would be cool with a summer release. I mean, it's a long way off, but makes sense. 5 times as big as the season 1 tournament. Yeah, hopefully. Miguel versus Kenny. Kate Van D. Or Van D. Interesting matchup, but I don't think we'll get that. Well, she drove off on her motorcycle. Besides, they were attacking her in her business. She's a co-owner. Are you not allowed to defend your business because the people attacking you are kids? Just settle for what happens. They need to stop taking this show on such a person. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Yeah. Miguel would slap kidding. But yeah, Melissa, you're right. I don't think it makes sense for either dojo to win the tournament. The other dojo are supposed to be the best in the world. These are doing for what, 4 or 5 years. If Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do were admitted to the Sekai Taikai, then it's because they're also among the best in the world. They let them in. There was no guarantee. So certainly the committee for the Sekai Taikai believes they should be there and they have a legitimate chance. Who's to say she won't be arrested? Yeah. But I was enjoying this. Well, yes, Rob and I, you're absolutely right. The Last of Us was not about the zombies, really. It's like almost the zombie apocalypse thing is just like almost a get it out of the way backstory for what they want to do. And that's actually fine. I don't like this, like I didn't even mention that in my videos because while I think it is a legitimate point, that like the zombies almost feel, secondary, like I don't think it's that big a deal. Like, cause they are there. It's just very minimal. Yeah, but I mean, I could just go on and on about that. Like things that make sense, things that don't make sense. But yeah, I think you're right. It's like zombie apocalypse is almost just like the excuse, the backstory for the story they want to tell, which is fine. I think that's good. Even, she probably would have been as well. Well, Silver was arrested for, Stingray's testimony and such. That's what he was arrested for. Ken is a huge charity. Yes. I've been live with Ken. We did a podcast, which we got to do a follow up for the prop bets, and I was on his live stream before the season dropped. He always does a live stream countdown, and I joined him. I definitely know he's a Terry Silverfin. Yeah, 2 parts. Melissa, I agree with you, Melissa. They might not have known about her attack. She already left the Jude. That is correct, yeah. They just need to focus on bringing the story to a wonderful end. If it takes a long time, it should be fine. The wait will be worth it. I agree. And I think they know that. It's not like sometimes I get comments, can you tell them to end the show well? Well, yeah, they know that. Don't worry. Don't worry. They have every intention of really, they want to go out on top, right? Go out on top. So I think that's what they want to do. It drove off on her motorcycle. There was a cut scene. There was a cut scene. I'm referencing a cut scene at it. I forgot. Yeah, she hopped on a motorcycle and drove off. So there in a cut scene. Introduced to chosen students from Okinawa. That's an interesting idea, Melissa. I don't think we'll get anything major, but we could see a school or something. I suppose it's possible, but I don't think it's anything big because we got to introduce new students for Sensei Kim. We have to get the other side. And I don't think it'll just be enough time or room for more of like his students from Okinawa. So that's where I think. One of those things I think it's possible, depending on how they do it. Even just if it's minor, like you just see a class or something, but nothing major. Well, yeah, Terry's probably not going to pay for that apartment for him anymore. So yeah, he'll probably have to move. Priest doesn't get redeemed. Yeah, a lot of people think that. Yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. I'm really unsure how they want to go with it. The ball rolling with the redemption. Right, and I have a video on that. Be sure to check it out. It seems like it. You could argue season 5, episode 6 there, like the therapy scene, which is a really good scene, but then he didn't really seem to change, did he? He may not need to bribe the judge. He can bribe the DA, not necessarily the judge. Maybe the DA is already in his pocket. He already knew him, right? Terry's Silver still needs redemption. Maybe, but I think Terry already had his redemption, right? That was the thing. He started season 4 already redeemed. That's how you got to look at it. Terry Silver had his redemption. He's done. It's done. Okay. Not everyone can be redeemed. Yeah. And certainly not twice. I think that's a big way to think of it. A re-redeemed. Yeah. Well said. Re-redeemed. Yeah. I don't think it'll happen twice. Yeah. Bribing the DA. I think the DA's got his. That's where he's got it set. They'll get along and not fighting each other. I think that's a good theory. Nova Vaughn. definitely. Tori and Sam can just find a way to get along a little, right? That's what we want. That's all we want. Let them get along. Okay, guys. I will try to get a video out within a few days, and probably a new Cobra Kai companion coming within a few days too. The episode 9 recap. Check those out. They're really good. They're podcasts. You can on YouTube and wherever you get podcasts. Check them out. It's good for car trips, or anytime you just have some extra time, want something to listen to in the background or something. There's some unexpected fights. Oh yeah, definitely. There's got to be unexpected fights. Who knows? New matchups and everything. Julie might enter the series. Not too far off. Yeah, thank you. That's a very successful video. It's done well. We're gonna try to make another one. Not necessarily on Julie, but on similar concept. All right, guys. I'm going to take off for now. Should be back next week. I'm not sure I'll be back next week, but I'll try. Yeah, I think we'll try. I can't say for sure. I may be on the road, but I'll have my stuff with me so I can go live. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think I can. So that